Another week in K-pop has passed, so that means it is time once again for the hot highlights. We're going to take a look back at the last week of releases, which was all about executing your concept to perfection. Of course, we're going to talk about the top 3 songs of the week and some other songs that I want to highlight as well. So we're going to get it started right now. What is going on, everybody? My name is Nick from MWK-pop, and I want to welcome you back for another episode of the Hot Highlights. Of course, this week, of course, was all about the perfectly executed concept, and that makes the top 3 that I had to pick very, very, very difficult, because the 3 that I have chosen are drastically different in their concept and style, but the thing that they do have in common is that the idea and the style that they were doing was executed to perfection. They performed it perfectly, and just because of the variety and vast differences in what they're doing, it just makes it a really, really, really hard thing to choose from. So remember, as always, for these 3 songs that I'm about to reveal are going to be included in the poll for next week's Hot Highlight Top 20. So there's a link down in the description box below. Click on that. You can vote for as many groups as you want, and you can vote every 24 hours. So remember, once you vote today or tomorrow, to come back and vote many more times before the polling closes next weekend. So with that being said, we're going to get the top 3 started, of course, with number 3. Hyoseong of Secret is making a solo release, and she's bringing us our weekly dose of sexy. This song and music video is just plain sexy, and that is, of course, the style and concept that she has executed to perfection, as is the theme of this week. And like, I can't really, we're going to talk about this. Really, it's just sexy. The song sounds sexy. It has, like, I can't, how you can describe the way that a song sounds with, like, I don't know, adjectives that would, describe like a physical object. Describing sounds as physical things is a bit difficult and I guess abstract. But, if you really think about it, like when you think of a sexy song, right, a sexy sound, this song kind of has, that sexy sound to it. And I really do enjoy that. And of course, the music video itself is sexy. She's sexy. There are definitely some sexy shots in the music video. Just overall, the complete package of this is an overload of sexiness, and that is pretty good. And it's not really, again, the sexiness is not a thing that really gets me. I don't go crazy over it, but I do appreciate it. And just like I appreciate some a sexy concept and all that stuff from a guy, I just just appreciate the effort and the execution of a well done concept and style and look and sound. And Hyoseong with this song Into You has done that perfectly. So that is why she is in at number 3. So we got to move on to number 2, and number 1 and number 2 are really difficult to pick from, and I'm pretty sure that once I reveal my order, you will understand. So we're going to reveal number 2 right now. Maybe it's a bit surprising to you that Boa is my number 2 song of the week, but to be completely fair, she could have easily been number 1, just depending on the way that I was feeling as I wrote out my script for this show. But as I wrote it, I decided she was number 2. Number 1 and number 2, though, technically, in my opinion, I'm just going to say this right now, could be interchangeable. So we're going to say that she is number 2, but also an easy number 1. And, this is the sort of song that you would expect from a 15-year veteran. It is performed so perfectly. It's not really anything terribly special or amazing. It doesn't have any crazy vocal elements to it that impresses me. The visual, some really good visuals in it, but then again, it really isn't anything, super spectacular or eye-catching. It is just a bunch of little small things that have gone together to make a perfect music video and song. And of course, with a song titled Kiss My Lips, it has to have, a bit of a smooth and sensual sound to it. And, it definitely does have that, you know, the music video with some of the dance moves. It's a bit sensual and a bit, you know, tempting and provocative, and it also has, you know, that sound to it. This is a bit, you know, smooth and sensual, and it's just a bit, you know, you just get a bit of a hint of sexy, and you know, it is really, really great. And on top of, you know, the sensual look, you know, it's kind of, you know, accented with a touch of sexiness. It's not too much. It's just not too much, but it is just a little bit of there in the visual, you know, and that does play into the whole tempting kind of thing. Like, come on, we just want you to kiss me, you know? Like, that is what this song is really all about. The visual and the sound and all that stuff really does play into that, you know, sensual, tempting kind of sound and feel and look to it. And, you know, again, just like with Hyoseong and her, you know, concept and style, this one is, again, not terribly impressive or crazy or anything like that, but the performance and the, you know, the way that it was executed was top notch, and that is why Boa is in at number 2. And, you know, I wouldn't expect anything less from her, as, you know, like I said, a 15-year veteran, but, you know, that is what we get. Boa in at number 2. Now it's time to reveal number 1. If you've seen my music video reaction to Monsta X's debut song called Trespass, you probably already know what I love about this song. And one, this is not really, you know, maybe I said that in my music video reaction, this was something, I don't think I specifically said that this was anything that we've never seen before. You know, this is a hip hop style, you know, like a true hip hop style, at least true in the sense that it's K-pop hip hop, if that makes any sense. And you know, there aren't very many groups that do this serious style and sound anymore. The only group that I can come up with at this point in time is BTS, which they've been doing it since they've made their debut back a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, and they haven't really had any group to challenge them on that, you know, genre and style, at least a serious challenger. But Monsta X and Trespass is of course, this group's debut, and their entire album is, you know, as true hip-hop as you can get in the K-pop genre, and it is absolutely fantastic. These guys in Starship Entertainment came out swinging, and they definitely, you know, come out with an aggressive track, which is not really, you know, unexpected, because of course that's kind of what you would expect from a hip-hop group, you know. But of course, it's just from a debut, right? This is a song that comes out, grabs your attention, and we're like, Monsta X is here, you know, you're gonna pay attention to us, we're gonna be big someday. And I do have to agree that Monsta X is gonna, you know, they're gonna pull out a pretty decently sized group in the K-pop fan base, and I do think that they are the first challengers to BTS as far as, you know, competing on style and sound and, you know, just subgenre of K-pop, I guess you can say. And it's fantastic. I'm really, really interested to see how these two groups go head to head as far as, you know, comparing and contrasting the styles and looks of their releases as they come out. So, you know, BTS's last song was different from anything they've done previously, but, you know, the songs before I Need You are very similar in style and sound to what Trespass is. So who knows? Monsta X comes out strong. They are definitely, you know, going to be contenders to, you know, pull or, you know, have a crossover fan base with BTS, and it's really, really exciting to see that. So that is the top 3. Monsta X in at number 1, Boa in at number 2, and Hyoseong in at number 3. Remember, as I said, you can vote for these groups to place them in the top 20 for next week. So there's a link down in the description box below. Remember, you can vote for as many groups as you want. So if you want to vote for all 23, you can, and you can vote once every 24 hours. So that technically means you can make 23 votes every 24 hours because you can make multiple selections every time you vote. So that's my top 3, but we got one more song that we need to highlight, so we're gonna move on to that right now. Before we close out this video, I just want to touch really quickly on My Name's newest song called Just Tell Me. And My Name is coming out with their 2nd song of the year so far. I think it's been about 2 months since their last release, which I want to say came out either in January or February. So it's been, you know, like I said, a couple months. And, you know, My Name is coming out. Is not a drastic change in sound, but it is just enough of a change to make the song distinctly different from something from the previous release. You know, they've kind of toned it down, not toned it down, but they've went with a more serious sound as opposed to what very much to whatever the terrible English is. I can't remember, it's so bad. But you know, whereas the previous song was a bit of a silly song and it had a bit of a silly sound to it, this song is more serious, although it's a very similar sort of sound and style to the previous song. But you know, it's just that much different, just enough difference for it to be a, you know, distinctly different song, and for people to say like, I like this song and I don't like this song, you know, because of course they sound differently. So that is all that I have got to say about My Name. It's a pretty decent release. It's different from the last one. I think that it's definitely worth you checking out if you haven't already. So that's going to be it for this episode of the Hot Highlight. I do hope that you appreciated it. I want to know what your top 3 of the week are, so put it down in the comments below. And also, again, I'm going to remind you constantly, don't forget to vote for this week's Hot Highlight or next week's Hot Highlight Top 20. And I will be revealing this week's Top 20 coming out tomorrow. So that is going to be it for this episode of the Hot Highlight. As always, I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.